welcome to the think tank. Hey, Maxie. Yeah, 40 human heads and spinal cords. But we'll kind of get into that. I don't think it's a Cheerio. I think it is somebody that might have been stealing these things and then reselling them. That's what it's sounding like. Hey, Dandy? What? Talking about the fellow that cops went into his house and he had like 40 human heads, multiple spinal cords, just body parts. I even think they said that he had like a head on the mantle of his bed. Like, yeah. Oh, pretty in pink. I haven't wore this yet. I thought it might be too small, but it's a comfy little Lulu top. You know, I love those. I love my Lulu. So, yeah. And then we've got the other case that, you know, it really is worth taking another look at, and that's Joseph Jorgensen. You know, there is a possibility that there is more than one. I noticed that, Mexi, that they have got a think tank. Isn't that something? They're growing all over the places. All over the places. Yeah, me too. Me too. I got a couple of them, different colors. So I guess I'm going to say for this particular live that we are going to have a trigger warning, basically from beginning to end. And before we get going, I'll also say that anything that I say is my opinion. Strictly my opinion. I'm not educated in any of these professions. I'm just a person who wants to share news and see what we can do about getting missing, gone, or back, and some people held accountable for things that they've done. So there is that. So the first one, let me get back to you guys for a second. Yeah, exactly. I guess there was something going on with Harvard at one point where they were missing these bones and what have you. So we know that they've got that body farm. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of this stuff somehow made its way to Harvard and they use it for educational purposes, not for... This guy was making furniture, I do believe. Allegedly making furniture and what have you. He made one comment when the cops came in and they asked if he was alone. And from what I've heard, he said, yeah, just me and my dead friends. I don't know what to say about these people. I really don't. So let's take a look here. This is where we are going to start. This is Jordan. Chilling footage that led to, Joseph. Led to Joseph Jorgensen's arrest after mom, Manny Menenge, I don't know how to say her name like that, so I'm going to go by what her family calls her, which is Manny Starin, was found in a storage unit. Damn. So a suspect has been arrested after chilling footage showed a mom of three desperately fleeing her home before she was found there. So he has also been linked to the 40-year-old has been linked to the unaliving of Manny, 34, and the disappearance of another woman whose remains, who were also were discovered in another storage unit. So I guess the reason I'm going over this again is I don't know if this was his first and second time. They're telling us that he is 40 years old and that all of a sudden he started doing this. I don't know. Who was it? It was James. Yeah, that does kind of look like a boot. And look at these ones. The cause of death, I do believe, had something to do with this area. So the fact that this is there is very interesting. So that is Manny. Beautiful. Wrapped in plastic bags inside of a cooler, inside of a storage unit, until after she vanished for months. And then we have Fanta Zayavong, 33, who was last seen with him in July of 2021. So, Starin from St. Paul, Minnesota, was reported missing by her father, not by her, boyfriend, but by her father on May 1st, after he had not heard from her since April 21st. So he has been charged with the unaliving after finding her remains wrapped in plastic and shoved inside of coolers. So she was Zayavon. So right, he was last seen with her in July of 2021, and she was not reported missing until May of 2023. So that's a lot, like a massive delay. I don't know if they'll be able to go back that far. I'm hoping so, because it's kind of obvious. She does have a connection with Jorgensen, and to put it bluntly, we are concerned for her safety. So that was before they had found her. So we talked about this yesterday, the footage that the police obtained that showed Manny running away from her apartment around 6 p.m. on the 21st. That was the last time her family heard from her, and they never seen her on any footage after that. So they're assuming the day that she was attacked, that probably on the 21st, if that was the day she had gone missing, never heard from again. Ed Gein. That's what I was saying when I first heard about it. That is Ed Gein. Well, hello, James. Nobody is, everyone's breathing that we're talking about right now. Yeah, the Ramsey case. That's what we were talking about. That someone confessed, and this is a fellow that they looked at the very, very beginning, that his name came up and about. So I don't know. I think that particular case, they ran into problems when police put on blinders. Yeah, it's worth taking a look, Dandy. It's an absolute, it's a nightmare case, but yeah. Well, hello, Angela. Good to see you, friend. So this is a TikTok that I thought maybe we should take a peek at. If I can find it here. There we are.
To preface it by saying that if you are at all sensitive to gruesome details, you may want to keep scrolling. Amanda is behind bars tonight after being accused of killing and dismembering his girlfriend. According to reports, 34-year-old mother of three, Manny Starin, was reported missing on May 1st after failing to show up at a treatment facility back in April. At the time of her disappearance, family and friends say they had not heard from her since April 21st. After being reported missing, police learned that there had been a history of domestic violence between Starren and Jorgensen. There were even allegations that Jorgensen had tied a ligature around Starren's neck, and neighbors reported seeing her with a black eye and red marks around her neck. Now, after the investigation began, police quickly discovered a mountain of evidence against Jorgensen, including security footage showing Starren running from her home on April 21st and Jorgensen dragging her back in. That is the last time Starren is seen on camera. Following that incident, Jorgensen is seen in.
I love this picture, I have to say. Like, if there's somebody that kind of deserved to end up in this, I'd like to know how this happened, though. Like, what did they do? He's not a good guy. Yes. Yeah, that's the way it looks, doesn't it? Oops. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Let me see if I can mute this for a second. They're cleaning the streets. Well, it sure seems that way, Dandy. It sure does seem that way. I can't say 100,000%, but I'm pretty sure. I agree with Maxie. I'm usually fairly sensitive to this type of thing, but not so much.
Entering and exiting the apartment 28 times, carrying suitcases and duffel bags. According to the building management, tenants began complaining about a foul odor coming from the.
We need to stop buying suitcases. Like, I swear, how we need to like eliminate suitcases. Look what's happening. Suitcases. We got Gannon. We've got oh my goodness. George when they were playing hide and seek. We've got this guy. It's the suitcases. Damn. Jazzy, no. Veto the suitcases. Oh my goodness.
Apartment around mid-May.
Sit down, girls.
And apartment staff witnessed the suspect dragging a large duffel bag resembling a dead body. According to the criminal complaint, police attempted to serve a warrant on June 26th, and that is when the suspect barricaded himself in his bedroom, lit a fire, and when the police made their way inside, he attempted to disarm the police, snatching one of their AR-15. Police were able to subdue the suspect, and he was taken into custody. Following his arrest, police were also able to gain a warrant for a storage unit that was registered to the suspect's roommate. In that storage, police found 2 coolers and a duffel bag containing the remains of Starren. Now, in addition to this case, police believe the suspect may have a connection to another missing person, which is Fanta Zayavong, who was last seen in July of 2021. Please keep these families in your prayers and contact police if you have any information.
Yeah. Unreal. Okay, I'm going to mute because it's coming back. It's coming back. Yeah, hit the road, Jack. Oh, doesn't just don't people absolutely amaze you every single day? Yes, let's go play hide and seek, anyone. I'll put you in the suitcase and try and guess where you are. If I'd known those were the rules, I would have played hide and go seek with my younger brother more. Stop. Okay, get out of there. Get. They're after the bones. Them bones. So this is from Mew, I think. MEAUWW.com. And this just basically tells us a little bit about him. Let's see. After his arrest last week, after police standoff at his residence in Maplewood, unveiling disturbing evidence, including a web search for the word jugular. And on the day that Starrin vanished, as authorities continued their investigation, concerns for, Yeyavong's safety now grew. And again, she was last seen in July of 21. So, if anybody knows this guy, knows anyone who has dated this guy, here it comes, guys. Sorry. If you know anybody that he's dated other than these two that have gone missing, get a hold of your local police and share that information, because I don't know how you start doing this shit at 40. I mean, maybe, but all of these cases, whether it's Brian Koberger, Richard Allen, this one here, we're not seeing previous crimes. So what, are people all of a sudden snapping when they're in their 40s and 50s? So the case with Starrin came to light on May 1st when her father reported her missing. Not hearing from her since April 21st, they learned that Starrin had allegedly been a victim of domestic violence, with accounts suggesting Jorgensen had once wrapped a rope around her neck. Witnesses also reported seeing her with a black eye, red marks on her neck. Security footage revealed Starrin running from her apartment on the 21st, with Jordan forcibly pulling her back inside. After the next week, Jorgensen was then captured on cameras entering and exiting 28 times. Sometimes in one of those frickin' suitcases. You know what? Duffel bags got to go too. They got to go too. Damn.
Tonight, this man, Joseph Jorgensen, is in the Ramsey County Jail charged with murdering and dismembering his girlfriend after she vanished weeks ago. Danny Spiewak has details on the charges and the possible connection to another woman who vanished 2 years ago. Danny?
For more than 2 months, friends and family have been looking for 34-year-old Manny Starrin. Prosecutors say she was last seen on surveillance video in late April outside of her apartment on the east side of St. Paul.
We see her go into her apartment.
According to a criminal complaint, that video showed her boyfriend Joseph Jorgensen grabbing and pushing her back into the apartment.
She does not come out. Jorgensen is the only...
So why did it take so long, you guys? I'm not understanding. They seen him push her in there. Is that maybe possibly enough to pay attention? And if you see someone coming and going 28 times, wouldn't you call the cops? Like, police.
only one that comes out of the unit, and Manny is never seen again.
Prosecutors say they now believe Jorgensen dismembered her at the apartment and carried out her remains in various bags. He remained on the loose until this week, when police went to his apartment in Maplewood to execute a search warrant.
They encountered Jorgensen in the apartment where he started a fire fought with officers, and attempted to disarm them.
After arresting Jorgensen on arson and other charges, police then executed a search warrant at a storage unit in Woodbury. There, they say they found Manny Starin's remains, giving them enough evidence to bring a murder charge.
But we also...
So, why was this guy just kind of walking around? I agree that, what about that manager? That's just, how can you see something like that? That is so suspect. How do you not kind of check into it? Do you know what? Jasmine, no. Do you know what? That's a great idea. They need to make the inside of zipper cases unzippable. Like, you know, how you can get into a trunk. See if I can move this. Obviously, yeah. Yeah, and same thing with fridges now. Isn't there some of these fridges that you can't get stuck in any longer? Or do you still have to take them apart? Whoa. A UK spy who was found inside of a padlock suitcase. These suitcases are out of control. They are. They're taking over the freaking world. This is exactly what our problem is. We think that we've got to get into religion and politics. No, it's all about the suitcases. Exactly. I think with him being filmed, grabbing her, that taking her on top of unaliving. I'm going to start carrying around black garbage bags when I holiday. I agree with you, Dandy. Did I say good morning to you and Shauna? I hope so. Good morning to you both. Most big walk-in coolers do have an inside release. It should be mandatory. It should. Didn't some manager of some place just get locked into some kind of freezer, and when her staff walked in the next day, she was in there chilly and not breathing?
Cannot fathom the pain that the family is feeling at this point, but we do hope that this investigation's result will bring them some level of solace.
But St. Paul police say Jorgensen has a connection to a second missing woman in St. Paul, 33-year-old Fanta Zayovong. She was last seen 2 years ago, but nobody reported her missing until last month.
She does have a connection with Jorgensen, and to put it bluntly, we're concerned for her safety also.
St. Paul police say they're still working that investigation with the second missing woman. They have been in touch with her family members as they do try to find more leads.
Oh my word. A SWAT team raided Jorgensen's residence, resulting in a standoff where he allegedly started a fire and resisted arrest. He reportedly attempted to grab a SWAT officer's AR-15 before ultimately being taken into custody. Jorgensen faces additional charges of arson, threats of violence, and disarming an officer. So he actually got that gun unarmed, like he got it in his hands. So the neighbors were complaining about the smell coming from this apartment. The building manager, once again, of this dude, of Jorgensen's resident, informed the police that residents had been complaining about a smell that was emanating from his apartment in mid-May, describing it as a smell resembling to something no longer breathing. Shortly thereafter, the manager and maintenance employee observed Jorgensen carrying out another large duffel bag out of the apartment. leading them to suspect he was disposing of something. So on June 29th, the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that the remains found at a Woodbury storage facility did belong to Manny Starrin. The medical examiner noted that the torso, heads, limbs, and feet had been meticulously wrapped in multiple layers of plastic bags, indicating a deliberate effort to conceal the remains. Jorgensen is the prime suspect, as he was the only individual seen accessing the storage unit where Starrin's remains were discovered. Jorgensen is the only one that comes out of that unit, and Manny is never seen again. Sergeant Ernster noted on a Friday's news conference, he did not report her missing. We have that news conference yesterday. He did not report her missing to the police. Instead, he just went on with life, not saying anything to anyone. So, see something, say something. I know what I'll say. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that bell for notifications. And the thumbs up is a massive help for the channel. Join the family. So text messages, activity associated with Starrin's food stamp card pointed to Jorgensen's involvement in her unaliving. The suspicions are further solidified by the disturbing Google searches he made. Like, oh my God, you guys, don't Google. Just don't do it. So he had sent threatening messages, one which alluded to punishment by "now you owe me 2 because you called the cops on me 2 times." Very punishable. So very clear I was of that being punishable by I'm giving you this plea bargain opportunity. So you, YW, the message read, "Hope you unalive of a kidney infection." Oh my God. So yeah, he just got he just got going there. So the search inquiry is looking for jugular, clearing cookies from an android, lime for soil. On June 4th, raised suspicions due to lime's potential role in accelerating decomposition and masking the odor of remains. So, yeah, there's that. Unreal, eh, guys? I don't know. Good questions. Very good questions. They found, not necessarily like remains, they found 40 human skulls, and I can't remember how many spinal cords. I think it was more than anything, limbs, like bones. I don't know if they were taking for sure innards. I don't know for sure. We'll see if we can find out. We're just about done here, and then we'll take a look at what's going on with that, because it is a strange one, isn't it? So Fanta. Let's see. Beautiful girl. Was he's such a dog. So she was located in a unit in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. I'm making up new words. Minneapolis suburb on Thursday, July 6, 2023. So again, she was last seen with him on sometime in July 2021. And he was charged last month, as we know, for Manny. So they are looking into Fanta's case to see what all they can do and hopefully charge him. Yeah, they didn't even really know of her disappearance until they started looking for Manny. Police say that in May 2023, a friend contacted the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Human Trafficking tip line. The friend stated they were concerned for Fanta safety, who was in an abusive relationship with Joseph Jorgensen. While investigating the lead, authorities learned that she was last seen with the suspect, Joseph Jorgensen, who was also linked to the disappearance of Manny. Last month, police found Manny Starnes' remains inside of the coolers. Authorities said the police officers arrived at Jorgensen's home with a search warrant. He purposely set fire. Like, can you imagine? He literally set fire in a closet, and then they he tried to get that weapon. A little bit of a scuffle, and they brought him in. But what? Nothing like hiding evidence? That's the only reason I can think, because nothing was going to happen. So meanwhile, the SPPD has appealed to anyone with information about Joseph Jorgensen or anything other missing individuals to call. So yeah, any other missing individuals to call BCA tip line. So that is 1-877-996-6222, or you can email bca.tips@state.mn.us. Again, I find it a little bit hard to believe that this was his first go. I mean, I guess it's possible. But just all of a sudden, he did this to two women and he'd never done it before. I think so. Like, I think even looking at him, you can tell he's kind of a badass without even really having to look into him too much. So the next person we're going to talk about is Buddy, that had 40 human skulls, spinal cords, and he used this stuff for decorations. You know, like you do. So let's start with, I was going to go over, but I don't think we have to. So now I'm talking to myself. Let's see. Get it set up. Okay. Yeah. Can you imagine checking some of ours and the crap we look up? But at least I'm not looking up freaking dead kids and sticking it on the internet. Like, oof, duh. I Googled, oh, I gotta get rid of this gold color. You can't see you guys very good. I Googled, was gunpowder from India? I know it's China. Came back to make a firebomb, delete, delete, delete. I guess so. Yeah, I think we'd all look a little sus. So this buddy likes to make furniture out of deceased people. Not sure what it is about him, but yeah, that seems to be his thing. So this is James Knott. Knott, can you imagine? James Knott. James not okay mentally.
And first at 4, we start with a WDRB news alert on dozens of skulls and other human remains found in a Mount Washington home.
WDRB's Christy Batista learned this goes far beyond Mount Washington. Christy?
It sure does, guys, but approximately 40 human skulls, spinal cords, femurs, and hip bones found in a home behind Bullitt County East High School. When the FBI got there for a search warrant, the complaint says they asked James Knott if there was anyone else home, and he responded, quote, "Only my dead friends."
Like, how's that for an answer? How's that for a response? Oh my word. What the hell? Well, hello, Mom. So wasn't that a song when we were growing up? The lip or the leg bones connected to the ham bone. The ham bone's connected to the, I don't know. Just unreal. Just unreal. Hard pass.
The criminal complaint says they were decorated around the furniture. One skull had a headscarf around it, and one was on the mattress where Knott slept. The FBI has been investigating since last June, where they found organs and skin in a Pennsylvania home. Jeremy Pauley was arrested and told officers there was a network of people who were stealing human remains and then selling them on the internet, including the morgue manager for the Harvard Medical School Anatomical Gift Program. The FBI searched Pauley's Facebook and found he was messaging Knott. The FBI says Knott was using a serial killer's alias, William Burke. Knott allegedly also posted human remains for...
So yeah, I've actually got something up with that William Burke. That he was going by like a serial Cheerio. That name, like that was his alias.
For sale on his public Facebook account as recently as last month. When the FBI conducted their search, they also found multiple guns, dummy grenades, and body armor. Now, there is a lot more to uncover with this story. We do have a crew out in Mount Washington right now, and we will bring you more at 5 and 6. Guys?
Truly disturbing story. Christy, thank you.
Yeah, James Knott. What not to do. What not to do. Oh, yay, Mind of Monsters. That's awesome. I'm happy. Yeah. Good job. Yeah, I don't know what spinal cords, right? As you can see, Mom, we've all been thinking about you. Alrighty here. So let's see this one here, what they've got to say about.
Well, Vicki, James Knott first got on the FBI's radar when they were investigating a Pennsylvania man who was found to be in possession of human organs and was connected with other people who were selling remains. That led them to execute a search warrant on Knott's Mount Washington home yesterday. And what they found was disturbing. We do want to warn you, some of the details you're about to hear are graphic. On Tuesday morning, this normally quiet neighborhood was awakened by.
So for you that are watching this as a video, trigger warning. If you don't like gruesome stuff, this just is not the day for you guys.
Federal agents serving a search warrant on this home. Inside was James Knott, a man suspected to be involved in a network of people selling human remains online. Caroline Branham was at home asleep across the street, but her son's girlfriend was awake.
She got up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and saw the blue lights and everything, and she still didn't know for sure what was going on.
According to court documents, when agents asked Knott if anyone else was inside his residence, he responded, "Only my dead friends." Once inside, the meaning behind those chilling words became clear to agents. During their search, they found 40 human skulls, spinal cords, femurs, and hip bones. Some of the skulls were used as decoration, one wearing a headscarf, another sitting on the bed where Knott slept.
It's a shock. When I heard this, you just never.
What the hell? I don't even want to know why. I don't even want to know
who your neighbor is anymore.
But it doesn't end there. According to court documents, Knott was also selling human remains on Facebook under the alias William Burke. The FBI says Knott has been linked to a network of people in several states who are believed to be trafficking human remains. Some of the remains are believed to have been stolen from a mortuary in Little Rock, Arkansas, while others were allegedly taken by a morgue manager at the Harvard Medical School. Agents even finding a Harvard Medical School bag in.
So, okay, why are they collecting these things? Why? Who's buying this and for what? Are people really wanting furniture to make furniture out of this stuff? Or I don't know. I can't think of who would want to buy this stuff. Like, I never knew that there was an actual market for this type of thing.
Inside Knott's home. They also found weapons, ammunition, and materials to make destructive devices.
Yes, I'm shocked. I mean, but anymore nowadays, nothing surprises me. You know, this world is just, from when I was younger to, you know, things have changed.
Well, right now, the only charge Knott is facing is the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. If he's convicted, Knott faces up to 10 years in prison. Live in studio tonight, Drew Gardner, WLKY News.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
Yeah, unfreaking real. Hey, Squirrel, welcome. Welcome, welcome, friend. No. 40 miles from him. Oh my God. Unreal. What's the plea deal he took? I don't know. I did a vid a couple months ago about the lady and her mom owned a funeral home and they were willing to sell parts too. What the hell? Unfreaking real. That's exactly what I think of James Ed Gein every single time. Right? He was like unaliving people and digging up graves. And it seems like these guys are what? Stealing them from universities and places along those lines. That's where I can make it make sense, is universities to have this type of thing. because they are all learning very technical things about our bodies. But on the streets, I had no freaking idea. No idea. I've heard of like people who have stolen organs and then they sell them to people who need these things. But yeah. Wow. Let's see.
True.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for coming. I'm Lieutenant Steve Lacefield, STE.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Let's take a look over here. So there's a couple different ones to kind of take a peek at. So, stolen parts. Only my unalived friends, Kentucky man, used skulls, human remains as home decor. Wow. Mount Washington, Kentucky. Apartment Tuesday found 40 skulls, spinal cords, femurs, hip bones. They asked occupant James Knott if anyone else was home, and he said only my dead friends. And he was keeping them very, very close, wasn't he? So things are being... Grisly discoveries were disclosed in a criminal complaint that put Knott in the middle of a multi-state and international trade in body parts, stolen from the morgue at Harvard Medical School and a mortuary in Little Rock, Arkansas. Like, what the hell? In Facebook post describing the parts and their price, he was selling this stuff via Facebook. Not used the pseudonym William Burke, which the affidavit says in a footnote was a Cheerio person active in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1827 through 28. And it sounds like they mentioned another name here, William Hare. Together, the pair sold the bodies of their victims to Dr. Robert Knox, an influential lecturer in anatomy at the University of Edinburgh. It was discovered in East Pennsboro Township. Someone got a tip that there was remains that could be found at the residence of Jeremy Pauley in nearby Enola? I'm not sure. So there, the warrant found human organs and skin. Unreal. She allegedly stole remains that were due to be cremated and sold them to Pauley over Facebook. They included human hearts, brains, lungs, and 2 fetal specimens. The payment was made via PayPal. Oh my God. According to the complaint and a story in the New York Times, one member of the network was Cedric Lodge, morgue manager for Harvard Medical School's anatomical gift program. Lodge was stealing parts from cadavers and selling them on the internet. Like, what the hell? According to the affidavit, Pauley communicated over Facebook with Knott, who identified himself by the pseudonym, about the sale of the shipment of human remains. Knott sent him photos and videos. It says, how much for the couple you sent, plus the spines. Knott quoted him a price, and Pauley replied, works for me. Pauley, Lodge, and 4 others were charged in federal court in Pennsylvania with interstate transport of stolen properties and a conspiracy. So the FBI, when they were in his house, found AK-47, a loaded .38, and ammunition. He waived a detention hearing and is being held without bail in the Oldham County Jail, pending further court decisions. He was assigned counsel from the Federal Public Defender's Office and was arraigned. The arraignment was set for August 4th. So there's that. Unreal. Takes all types. Is that right, eh? Funeral homes are doing it. Can you imagine the families? Like, oh my God. I remember that story, Mom. I get people doing it for science, but why would you buy this stuff on a black market and possibly contaminated with diseases? Well said, Squirrel. Really? Yes, there is an organ market, and things happen in basement in the dark hallways of poverty because they have no other choice. Broken system. Well said. Okay, I did not see that, Squirrel. I read this morning in an email that he got a plea deal 2 days ago, but there's no update to what the deal was. Okay. I have not run across that, but I absolutely take your word for it. That's a good question. Are organs even viable after people are gone already? I thought for some reason this stuff had to be fresh. Like, I thought, things got put into a cooler really, really fast, and they went Mach 1 to wherever they were needed. Yeah, Ed Gein, like, what a guy, eh? What a guy. The things he did. And, I don't know, he would, I think, be the kind of guy that you'd absolutely get bad vibes from, even kind of looking at him. Rituals. Really, eh? I agree, Squirrel. Well, hello, Shauna. Good to see you, friend. Maybe they were buying the organs. Yeah, no. So it was a different case you were looking at, Squirrel? Burke and Hare were grave robbers. And did they do this kind of thing for money as well? Yeah, that's what it sounds like. There's a market, I guess. Can't imagine. Can't imagine. But if we think about it, modern medicine here in the States started with barbershops being turned into a dentist. Then to learn, medical students would rob graves. Yeah, I know, like way back, that doctors, they would be doing that type of thing because that's how they would learn. So yeah, doctors a lot of times would get in trouble for robbing graves. I just can't imagine. Definitely a black market for this. There's 2 dudes in PA local to me selling body parts. It's like, oh my God. So I wonder if they're all connected to the same bunch of people. For science. Yes, exactly, Shauna. So when people want to be weirdos, we can just say it's for science. Got it. For science. What? I mean, if they did it for science, for some reason, it just makes it a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier to the palate than to think that they are just doing this to whatever the hell they do, like rituals. Ew. I don't know. Colorado Funeral Home was selling on the black market. Montrose, Colorado, I want to say in 2019, 2020-ish. Unreal. What? Did you guys ever hear? Hold on here. Did you guys ever hear about people who feel like one of their body parts isn't theirs? So they try to find a shoddy doctor who will remove the foreign limb? What? What? Okay. You would think so. I don't know. I don't want to yuck people, right? Doctor in California who finally went to prison for doing that stuff. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah. I like mine fresh, please. Really? But have you heard about people that get organs and their personality's changing? That's interesting. That's really, really interesting, Mom. It's kind of, I mean, it's a grody subject, but at the same, as grody as it is, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? Like, personalities change. Oh, you have you? Seriously, especially with their hearts. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Jeremy Pulley is one name, and I can't think of the other guy. Buying and selling. It's an epidemic. Block, James? Hello? Hello, hello? James? I hope you don't mind. I'm going with mom just because it's easier. And I don't know, you've kind of got that. You remind me of like a super nice mom for some reason. Maybe it's because you love helping people and you've got the right heart. This just blows me away. Strange, but they're taking in the energy of the donor's organs. Wow. I think so. I do believe, right? They got a network. What? 6 in PA being indicted for same charges. I just checked the update. Unreal, squirrel. Oh my God. So, what are they getting for charges? Theft? Like, I don't know. Uh-oh. Okay. The one plea deal is 15 years. Like, I mean, these are people's loved ones. These are like, this is like one of the worst things you can do. This is horrible. No. Absolutely not. That's disgusting, eh? You fresh is best. Don't forget to subscribe. You get to hang out with these guys. They're awesome. Yes, it went for science. I know. Oh my God. Nice. Thank you. Aw. Nice. So when I'm saying mom, everybody knows that I'm talking about Mind of Monsters. Oh, Shauna. Yuck. Everything tastes like chicken. It does. It does. This takes donating your body to science to a whole nother level. Oh my God. It's not funny, but it's like funny in a horrible way. But you want to make fun of these people because it's like, what the frick are you actually doing? Me too. No. Are you serious? One son had lost his mother, got back remains that weren't even hers because they used her body to put out in one of those fields, and nothing had ever been agreed. He got paid. Was that them so they don't get sued? Oh, really, squirrel? Sold the barbecue. Yeah, is that what it's called? The body field, the body farm? What is that one place? I remember watching Ozzy and Jack go to the body farm. And yeah. Blech. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of, the body farm. That's the one I'm thinking of. And then they've got like all different, and it's for science. It's for all different types of things. They will go there, if they want to know how long somebody's been in a spot. This body farm has figured out, they're all different levels of decomp, different levels of heat, cold, they cover every which way, and it is for scientific reasons. So that I don't really have a problem with. And the way he ended up finding out was because one of his mother's limbs was given to someone else, and someone turned up when they tested it, and it was his mom's. Oh my God. Joe Metheny is the people serving barbecue guy. You do. That's the thing. Thank you. Well said. Sometimes you gotta laugh at the madness, right? It's like, oh my God. Ugh, no. Tell me no. No, not a food truck guy. Please. That is a freaking horror movie. Are you serious, Mexi? Like a food truck guy? That's disgusting. I hope no. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. And it's for the university to use it to study. Yeah, exactly. But if otherwise, why the hell do people need this stuff? Like, for education is about the only reason. I mean, ew. I want a full Viking send-off, a flaming long ship. Try using my organs after that. Yeah, the gooey of it. Well said. Yeah, no thanks. I'm all about science, man. I'm just not into the gooey. Yeah. I want to be the one that shoots the arrow. She's a sassy one. Oh, my buddy, my buddy. Is it illegal? See, I don't know about that stuff. Dandy, like, did a guy have a food truck? Like a little gut truck that he was feeding humans? Humans? I've always told people to smoke me. There'll be little baggies at the door. Okay, you see, like, all that stuff makes sense, right, Squirrel? There's also a body farm in Tennessee. I believe it uses purely for forensic. Don't quote me on the state. So, yeah, like, all of that, perfectly understandable. Education, I'm all about that. But I'm not into, like, having human skin anything. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what's up today. Unreal, guys. Unreal. I cannot believe oh, there's great company, Mexi. Yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone. There's some that do it for ritual. Vice did a story on one where the bodies are left for vultures to consume and families watch. Definitely not a service I would attend. No, I cannot. I don't want to imagine. Hunter S. Thompson. And that doesn't surprise me. Ashes fired from a rocket. I can't remember. I really can't remember. That's an awesome question. Because they were extremely close. No, 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 no. Just wondering who sent him up, who sent Hunter S. Thompson up in the universe. Yes. Very interesting man. Very interesting man. He was a little bit I think that's what I've heard. Yeah, he's not DEAD. Or if it was, I'd be tearing. Bit shady. Yeah, he had an interesting brain, is what I think. He just had an interesting brain. Interesting thought process. He was a strange guy. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson. I've never really got deep into researching him. I've just, I know the basics about what he has done, but that's about it. Yeah, we are. Sadly, we are. Kaboom. Yes, Frankie does. I have fibromyalgia, and I tell you what. Oh yeah, haven't you guys noticed I've been doing it for a while? I've been doing it for a while. The only thing I choose not to do I have no problem with. It's like whatever. But for some reason I won't smoke my cigarettes on here. If you see me tune out, it's usually to have a cigarette. It is a miracle. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it is a miracle. I don't want any of that heavy shit that they want to give me, so I stick to this. I wake up, I have my coffee, I have this. I wake up in the middle of the night, I have this. And I'm sorry that you've got nerve damage. That is probably one of the most painful things that a person would have to deal with. Have you never noticed? Yeah, I got the good stuff. Yeah, they want to put a person on all these like harsh medications, and it's like, yeah, I think not. Oh, I like that too, though, Dandy. I like that too. There's probably no way I wouldn't. There's not any technique. It's all good. Yeah. I'll eat it. I'll drink it. I'll vape it. I'll smoke it. I'll dab it. Do they? Yeah. Our gummies here are not the best. It's super, super low. You have to eat. If you've got any kind of tolerance, you pretty much have to eat the whole bag. Like, I think they're 10 milligrams. Not much. Not much. And if you're like me, with the fibro, I need my body relaxed so it will take pressure away from my nerves. So that is basically, it's the relaxation thing. I believe in medication. Yes, James, exactly. He stayed with some Hells Angels in the 60s, wrote about the experience, and I think that's what made him famous. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, I have never read that book, but it sounds very interesting. This guy had a lot of chutzpah. Chutzpah? Flower girl. Frankie, are you vaping? Uh-huh. The thing is, I mean, everybody's in this group is like-minded. Okay. I like the edibles because they work more on the inside. So do the oils, but edibles are better. How long have I been smoking now? 41 years or something? I'm not a newbie. Well, friends, I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to probably look into some of this body thieving stuff. It just blows me away, like a market, an actual. So I wonder if they keep that like within the state, or not the state, the country. Like they can't send that stuff overseas. Oh my God, squirrel, those sound nummy. Exactly. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yes. So for now, thanks everybody for spending the time with me. That was awesome. Enjoyed the chit chat and learned something new. Right? So don't forget to subscribe. Come hang out with these wonderful people that I've got the pleasure of getting to know. So I'm going to say cheers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.